There are plenty of travel shows about Kentucky, and that's a good thing, since our state has so much to offer. But there is only one travel series about Western Kentucky as experienced through the eyes and cameras of 10 University of Kentucky college students.
Look at how fashionable.
Transformative Travels, Exploring Kentucky, takes you on a journey with these fun and energetic explorers and their dynamic professor as they embrace the best that Western Kentucky has to offer.
He's just sharing what he loves to the world.
We're throwing out the old school travel guide and going off the beaten path. Seeing, experiencing, and exploring to a new level.
Get me out of here.
Adventure tourism, hands-on agritourism, cultural tourism, and just plain fun is what Transformative Travels is all about.
Oh my God!
We dig deeper to discover what makes these communities unique and what sustains them.
How does it taste?
Oh, it's so good.
We test our limits, push our boundaries, and expand our horizons to truly let travel do what it does so well, transform us. Ultimately, what we come to find is each other. The joy of traveling together, learning together, and celebrating those newly forged friendships.
So we're gonna come visit you in New York.
It's a journey you don't want to miss. This is your invitation to join the travelers as they discover the treasure that is Western Kentucky.
I'm so happy.
We are glad you are with us on this journey. This is Transformative Travels, Exploring Kentucky. Funding for this program brought to you in part by
Plated Up provides recipes to put a new twist on Kentucky Proud foods. Plated Up Kentucky Proud is a partnership project between the Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service, the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, and the UK Department of Dietetics and Human Nutrition.
At the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, we promote Kentucky farm products throughout Kentucky, across the country, and around the world. We're Kentucky Proud. University of Kentucky's Department of Retailing and Tourism Management, which offers undergraduate and graduate degrees, both face-to-face and online options, in the fields of hospitality, management and tourism, and merchandising, apparel, and textiles.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason. I've led education abroad classes to Panama, France, Greece, and the United Kingdom. In doing so, I realized there is just as much that can be learned without flying overseas. So I had this idea to throw some students on a bus and hit the highways and back roads in Kentucky. 10 students at the University of Kentucky took my class about how travel can be transformative for the traveler. Travel can change how people view themselves and the world around them. Travel can be a source of challenge and inspiration as we learn about the communities, cultures, and characters in the places we visit. The class was called Transformative Travels, Exploring Kentucky. The travelers arrive on campus, dropped off by family and friends. They'll miss their homes, but everyone is excited about the adventure and learning that awaits. Before we hit the road, let's meet our travelers. Andrea is a junior from Rochester, New York, majoring in hospitality management and tourism. Until now, she has only seen cows through a car window. Arizona comes to UK from Vincent, Ohio. She's a freshman merchandising, apparel, and textiles major who has traveled the world. Bree is a sophomore who came to Kentucky from New Zealand. She's studying natural resources and environmental science. Bree loves exploring farmers markets and local foods. Haley is a sophomore from Cynthiana, Kentucky, who is majoring in family sciences. She loves her small town and exploring new ones. Hannah is a junior double majoring in environmental and sustainability studies and writing, rhetoric, and digital studies. She is also a professional photographer. Imani, a sophomore, is a hospitality management and tourism major from Lexington. She loves cooking and hopes to own her own restaurant. Kate is a sophomore English major from Louisville. She loves exploring and writing about barbecue restaurants throughout Kentucky. Leanne is from Maryville, Tennessee, and is a senior majoring in environmental and sustainability studies. She loves the outdoors and is known for being fearless. Rachel is a freshman from Paris, Kentucky, who is majoring in dietetics. She loves anything that has to do with Disney. Wendy is a sophomore from Taiwan who loves UK basketball. She's an equine science and management major who wants to be a veterinarian. I'm not alone in this teaching endeavor. My teaching assistant is Kendall Wright, a doctoral student in the College of Education. She's the enforcer of the rules, the emergency manager, and a brilliant teacher. Our travels will take us all over Western Kentucky. We will meet many new people, experience an array of activities, and explore a collection of communities most of the travelers have never even heard of. Our first stop is Horse Cave, Kentucky, which is the home of the American Cave Museum and the Hidden River Cave. Hidden River Cave is about 20 miles east of the more famous Mammoth Cave National Park. We've just arrived in Horse Cave. The travelers are inside the Hidden River Cave Museum. What's unique about this program is we are looking through the lens of 10 college students. They're having their travel experience and they're also documenting it with some cameras. And in the evening, we're going to talk to them about what it is that they learned about the place and also about themselves.
Cave Museum and Hidden River Cave are operated by a nonprofit called the American Cave Conservation Association. We came here 30 years ago and partnered with the city, and the city actually owns the cave, but we kind of became a nonprofit partner to help them restore it and develop it, because at the time it was considered the most polluted cave in America. The entire community sewers were running into the ground, into sinkholes, and flowing into the cave. So for many years, if you came to Horse Cave, you'd hold your nose, because you could literally smell the cave from blocks away. So we've cleaned that up, we've done a lot of water testing. The water quality today is almost drinking water standard. And so one of our missions was to educate people about caves. And so we thought, well, we've got a big building right in the middle of a cave entrance in a town called Horse Cave. Let's build a museum. And if we're able to successfully clean up the cave, then we've got a cave tour we can show people. Unfortunately, once we got new sewers built in the community, the cave began to start recovering, the smell went away. It's been a remarkable environmental success story. We're now one of the 20 most biologically diverse caves on the entire planet.
So, we are in the Horse Cave Museum.
So I believe travel can be transformative if you focus your energy on yourself, the experiences that you're participating in, and also the people and places that you're visiting. I think it's important to spend time getting to know the destinations that you visit. So learning about the people and the places there, not just about a particular attraction, but what makes that attraction important to the community and how that fits into the larger tourism system. And then I think it's important to care about the places we visit. So taking care of the place while we're there, but also trying to leave something behind. And a lot of times for tourism, that's easy to do with our money. We spend money in a place, but we can also take away an appreciation for the place and tell other people about it and how much our experience meant to us. Then either at the end of the day or after you get back, just reflecting on what it is that you learned about yourself and the world around you.
So where we're heading is Turtellini.
Turtellini. Turtellini.
Turtles, not
I'm just
Turtles, not turtles.
It's like Italian.
Thank you. Turtellinis.
Compliments to the chef on that one. Turtle, Mr. Turtle, you did a good job.
Before the travelers go ziplining and rappelling, local cave expert Gary Russell leads us on a tour of not only the physical features of the cave, but also the cave's history.
My name is Gary and I'll be your tour guide today. Anybody ever been to Hidden River Cave before? All first timers? Come over here. Our cave's a little over 10 miles right now with a survey. There's a lot more cave down there, but we just haven't surveyed it. But today you're going to drop down 150, and because we are Hidden River Cave, guess what we're going to see in the cave?
A river.
A river! And we had a big rainstorm yesterday, so guess what?
It's flooded.
Partially flooded. So we're going to make it down to an area called Thomas Platform, but you can actually see all that water that gets into a cave when it does rain, okay? You guys ready? Why are we called Horse Cave? Let's do something with horse. You're all looking at it. What's the shape of the opening?
A horseshoe.
Oh, it is a horseshoe.
Oh.
Have you never been in a cave?
No.
Oh.
It's all our first time.
So we are heading down into Horse Cave.
It's misty.
It is misty. My goal for today is to figure out the difference between a stalagmite or a stalactite because I still don't know, so stay tuned.
We have 100 square miles of sinkholes draining into this cave. So that's a good thing. You know, we get a little flooding, we don't mind. It does 3 good things for our cave.
Clean.
Number 1, clean. Remember, the cave was polluted, so when you get the flooding, it cleans things up, moves things along, freshens things up. And what's the number 1 thing that water did in the very beginning?
Make the cave.
Make the cave. So it makes the cave, it feeds the cave, and it also cleans the cave. So just to think, we ruined something by not paying attention and throwing garbage where we wanted to, and now we got our cave back the way it should be. We need to learn our lesson, right? So we got a saying in Kentucky. Guess what it is?
Clean your caves.
If you throw it down, it is going underground because of all those sinkholes.
Oh,
It's clever.
Yeah, good stuff, huh? Any questions?
what are those pipes over there?
Oh, that's part of the waterworks. The pipe coming out of the ceiling actually connected to a small pump, and then it headed on down. And behind you is the pump from 1905. You see it back there?
Oh,
That is a
cool.
Gold's pump. The last thing we got to do before we do some zipping and rappelling, we've got to climb the Horse Cave Stairmaster.
Really fun.
You guys ready?
Okay.
We're gonna have some nice calves after this, ladies.
Hi everyone. How's the workout? How's the workout?
Now that we've learned a bit about the place and conquered the stairs,
We've never been happier about being on an elevator.
it's time for a bigger adventure, zipping and rappelling. Zipping and rappelling is inherently risky, but we are being well taken care of. Our expert guides suit us up with gloves, helmets, affix the trolleys to our harnesses, and make sure we are snug and secure.
How's that feel? And then a pair of gloves, okay? Who else needs some help? I think I'm medium. OJ.
From the platform, just steps away from Main Street, the line at Hidden River Cave zips across the property at 30 miles per hour, 70 feet above the ground. A few of us will have to overcome some fears with this challenge.
So your choices for the sound you are going to make across to go to cut the zip line are oink like a pig, a nervous pig, oink, 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 quack like a duck, a nervous duck, quack, 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 or a zebra sound, which is my favorite.
What's a zebra sound?
Whoop, 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 whoop. Very true. I love it. Whoop, whoop. You are Miss Wildcat.
Today I want you to truss those harnesses just like you did for the zip line. Pretend you're zip lining with your feet touching the ground. So lay back.
It's getting crazy up here.
You got it, Haley. You got it.
Very good.
You don't look down.
I didn't think I would be nervous, but I'm nervous. Andrea's way down there.
I just got done rappelling. It was the scariest thing of my life.
Barren River Lake State Resort Park is located about 35 miles east of Bowling Green. The park is surrounded by rolling, tree-covered hills overlooking a 10,000-acre lake. The travelers check out their cottages, and then it's off to dinner, which is a cookout catered by the park. After dinner, it's time for our first evening discussion. As this is a class, the students have homework assignments each day. For the first day, I told them to focus on yourself. I wanted them to intentionally experiment by purposefully putting themselves in new situations. They did. First off, is everything going well today? Everybody's good?
Yeah.
The cottages are good? Things
Yes,
are working for you?
amazing. Yes.
Dinner was
They're
all right?
great. Yes.
Everybody's
Very good.
fed? All right. So we had a fun day. I had a fun day. Y'all have a fun day?
Yeah.
So what new experiences did you have today? Some people, for everybody but Leanne, it was your first time rappelling, right? Yeah. Zip lining was new for most people. So other than that, those two things, was there anything else new that you did for the first time today?
Well, for me, today is like a whole new experience because I've never traveled with people that much, people who don't speak my language, and so that was a big thing for me.
Has anybody else experienced doing something that's maybe familiar to you, but seeing it in a different way? Leanne?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, I've rappelled and ziplined before, and I think just like coming with a group as well as just like with different like experience levels and like seeing like different like excitements and like different like thrill levels, like it just kind of like puts into perspective and like really made me like sit and think about like what I was doing and like how cool it was and being able to like take in everything.
So Wendy and Amani had an interesting experience.
Oh my God.
Amani, tell us the story of your rappelling experience today.
Well, first, I like to thank God, not only God, but Jesus, for not letting me die. But while I was in line, I was like so terrified. And then like it was our turn, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But Wendy was helping me, and so I was like, I can do this. And then I was like, Wendy, do not leave me. Like, you can't do that right now.
Who was at the bottom when Amani and Wendy were coming down? So what were y'all thinking watching that scene unfold?
I was jealous of Amani for having someone to stay with her. Oh my God.
What happened? Hannah, tell us
She
that
left
story.
me. I was just as scared as Amani.
Themselves, it made her grow stronger, so what really could be a problem with that?
Andrea, her feet were on the ground, while Hannah's feet were still on the boards up there.
Such an exaggeration. Expose me right now.
Oh.
It's okay, I made it to the bottom.
Yeah,
she's
we all did.
So
We all did.
I would do it again. I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But I was encouraged to watch all of y'all encourage everybody else. So as you're coming down, everybody's cheering, clapping, you can do it, you're almost there, that sort of thing. So that was neat for me to see. And also, no matter how terrified any of us were, when our feet hit the ground, we were very happy. And it wasn't just happy, I saw a sense of accomplishment maybe on some of your faces. Haley, so the size of Horse Cave is a small city, small town.
Yeah.
You were kind of touched by that. You talked about it and you wrote about it. What do you think about that?
Well, like, it makes you kind of, all the people that work at the place where we went, it makes you kind of appreciate small towns like that because everybody that works there, they really appreciate like what they're working for, and they put a lot of like love and energy in what they do because they live there. It inspired me because I want, like, at the end of my life, I want to make sure that like I've lived a life full of like passion for what I do like they have, and energy for like the girl that was leading us. She had so much energy, and I hope when I grow up that that I have that much energy. So hopefully that's my end goal.
And is it related to a small town somehow?
I think small towns are more like personable and just there's like a at-home feeling.
Bree, so you noticed a quote, "The quality of our water is directly dependent on how well we manage our wastes to protect our water." What does that mean to you?
It just struck me as really true, and something I don't really think about much because we are able to take for granted, I think, living in bigger cities especially, that you just flush the waste away, you just throw it away, and you don't have to think about where it goes. But for 50 years, Horse Cave wasn't able to be used in this way. It wasn't a tourist location, and it was really harming the environment. And so, I really liked that quote and kind of like the mission of Horse Cave of just like educating people.
I think, yeah, that was honestly my coolest, like one of the coolest takeaways from Horse Cave is because I think so many tourist destinations end up like becoming polluted due to tourist visiting. But I thought it was kind of cool that in this sense, pretty much the tourism aspect and like being able to market this as, guys, if we get this cleaned up, like, this can be a great tourist location again, like we can get people back in here and like stimulate the economy more. So I think it was a great way to kind of it's like turning it on its head where it's like, in order to boost the economy, in order to make this good again, like we have to take care of it. We have to like take responsibility and clean up like the big mess we made. So I think it was just like, it's a very like powerful, like very kind of forward thinking way of handling the environment. It was really cool.
Kate, you mentioned earlier being on the road since this morning. You've kind of looked at some of the other people differently. Why do you think that leaving our home environment in Lexington and hitting the road, going somewhere new, being a traveler, why do you think that changes?
Well, I think that the classroom setting, it's not like it's just another class. It was definitely like a more relaxed and fun and laid back class, but I think that once everyone left that like sanctity, we all put ourselves out in like this vulnerable situation. I just think that when you have fun with people and you allow yourself to be vulnerable, then you just naturally make a connection.
I also think the fact that we're all kind of not forced to do the same things, but we're all going through the same things together makes us all relate a little better to each other.
Yeah, and we're all nervous, so we're all leaning on each other and we're all helping each other out because we all want to be helped out.
I think part of it is that there's no Wi-Fi on the bus, and going through these like back roads and stuff, you kind of have to talk to people if you don't have self-service. So I think just once we got on the bus, and even here, again, there's like no Wi-Fi, so you can't be plugged into a device. You have to talk and interact, and it just makes it seem like, oh, this person is actually easier to get along with than I might have thought of in a sterile classroom environment.
I really like how traveling, like everybody is here with the same intention of like going out and seeing what we can find, and just being intentional about it makes a big difference, I think. Because if we were just on a school field trip that was for a regular grade and everybody hadn't wanted to be here, then we might not be as observant as we are now. But I think it's leading to us finding a lot of cool things and growing closer together because we all have the same goal.
Next time, the travelers get hands-on with Kentucky agritourism at Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese. And getting lost in the woods has never been more fun at Barren River Lake State Resort Park. Join the adventure on the next Transformative Travels Exploring Kentucky. Funding for this program brought to you in part by
University of Kentucky's Department of Retailing and Tourism Management, which offers undergraduate and graduate degrees, both face-to-face and online options, in the fields of hospitality, management and tourism, and merchandising, apparel, and textiles.
Camping, fishing, boating, lodging. We've got a park for that. Parks at ky.gov.
A welcoming and inclusive environment allows our faculty, staff, and students to reach their highest potential. Diversity is essential to decision-making, problem-solving, and innovation. It starts with us.